New Blizzard survey. Now, this is something that came out yesterday, and I didn't get the chance to look at it. A new Blizzard survey just went out to random recipients asking the community for feedback about the possibility of Classic fresh servers, updates to Classic, and a preferred phase cadence after launch. So here's the post right here, and let's go ahead and look at what the options are. If the Classic Fresh Start realms were introduced, how likely or unlikely are you to start playing on a Classic Fresh Start realm if the changes you liked were implemented? Summoning stones at dungeon entrances. More difficult raid bosses and dungeon encounters. Increased debuff limit on bosses. Barbershop. Faster experience rates to level, and no world buffs in raids. Would this make you want to play Classic WoW? Hard mode Classic, basically private servers. Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, I think that people originally wanted the actual Blizzard experience, but then they realized the reason why private servers have it the way they do is because people thought they did, but they didn't. So anyway, let's look at this here. A recent Reddit post shared an image asking what the preferred cadence of phases would be for a Classic Fresh Start server, a similar 2-year cycle phases, a 12-month cycle, or a fast 6-month... Wait, they're actually doing what I thought they... Holy shit! Wait, what the fuck? For WoW Classic Fresh Start realms, we are considering accelerating the cadence of new phase release cycles and making some changes to allow players to keep up. Which cadence would you prefer most for WoW Classic Fresh Start realm? So, this is very interesting. The reason why I think this is so interesting is it means that Blizzard is trying to find a way to continuously monetize Classic WoW. Now, I don't know... For you guys, would you want to go back and play on a Classic WoW Fresh server or not? Like, go back and redo Classic WoW all over again. Because for me, I would say not without, like, a super, super fast experience rate. Like, it takes too long to level, and it's like, it's great to do it once, but, like, to do it regularly in seasons is just a huge waste of time. There's, like, no way, like, 2x, 5x, something like that, I'd be fine with experience rates, but not leveling up normally again. It just takes way too fucking long, man. Way too fucking long. $15 character copy is even more worthless now. Releveling every 6 months, that's insane. Exactly, and that's why they'd need to change it. So let's go ahead and we'll look at this post here and we'll see what other people are saying. If other people got the same thing. I take something between option 1 and 2. I'd like an 18-month cycle. Annual sounds too fast. I agree with that. I think that if Blizzard wants to do, here's what my opinion is. If Blizzard wants to do fresh servers, they don't need to make some changes. They need to make all of the changes. They need to completely change the way the game plays, and they need to actually, like, reinvent the way the game plays. Because people already have played Classic WoW. Nobody wants to go back and farm Molten Core again in UBRS Blues and still clear it without any wipes. It's fucking boring. It doesn't matter if you have world buffs or not. The bosses still have one mechanic. Like, they're fucking boring. There's nothing that they do. There's no excitement to it at all. You have to add in new elements of the game. You have to make the raids more challenging. You have to make the bosses harder. You have to make some classes, I think, like maybe make Ret play better. Because here's the reality of what's going to happen. Is if they make the raids harder, what's going to happen is that all of the different raids are just going to be full of warriors. Because that's the only thing that's going to be able to clear it. The reason why you would allow a Ret Paladin or a Moonkin in your raid in Classic WoW is because you could carry them. If the raid was full of Ret Paladins, you wouldn't kill the boss. The fact is that the reason why you have these classes, the reason why you allow this kind of stuff, is the reason why Classic allowed class diversity is because it was so easy. If you had easy content, then you could clear it with anything you want, and that's true. But if you make hard content and you have classes that can't pull their own weight, you're basically excluding people by your own design. So they would have to change something. They would have to give like Paladins Crusader Strike, give Moonkins some kind of mana regen on crits or something. I don't know. But they'd have to do something, man. Add TBC talents? Yeah, maybe. So it would become Diablo 4 season then? Exactly, yes. If I wanted to see Blizzard do anything with Classic WoW, I think that they have to do seasons. They have to do seasons with a ton of changes and a ton of new stuff in it. They have to have like new raids. They have to have new bosses. They have to have new dungeons. They have to have like max level challenging dungeons. They have to have actual content. because nobody wants to go through and replay the boring content of farming UBRS over and over and over for an item. And it's easy. You don't really need to pay attention. There's no challenge involved in any of it. It's just a participation metric. That's it. It's fucking boring. Yeah. Bring out the Karazhan Crypts. Talk about the Dragon Isles. Let's get into and see what the original Burning Crusade, Vanilla WoW Outland was supposed to look like. That's what they need to do. They don't need to sit around and talk about how fast they release the patches. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Like, this doesn't matter at all. Like, oh, we're gonna re-release the game. Who cares if you're not remaking the game? They have to redo the game, in my opinion. Yeah, bring out a Death Knight. Yeah, bring out a vanilla WoW Demon Hunter. Just do it. Just fucking do it. And put it out there for a season and see what happens. And the thing is, anybody who doesn't like it can always just go right back to what they were doing before and play base classic again. Where did they give incentives in retail for like completing stuff in classic, like mounts? I'd be okay with that in general, right, for like seasons, but as long as it's nothing like super crazy, like I don't know. It depends. I'm not 100% sure about that. Maybe like a feat of strength, maybe not necessarily a mount. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to take a seasonal approach like PoE or Diablo. I think so. Classic Plus will kill the game. The old school purists will stifle game growth. Well, Classic Plus by definition is not purist, so I don't think that's the case. I think that almost all of these super, like, no changes Andes are dead. I think they're dead because the reality is, like, I wanted no changes for release of the game, like 100%. The way that the game got released is the way that I think the game should have been released. You release the game with no changes, give people the original experience, and that's it, as close to it as possible. But after the game comes out, that's whenever you need to see the changes. That's whenever you need to adapt to what's happening. Like Blizzard letting things happen, like with Phase 2 and like with the world buff meta, that was just negligence on their part. They could have done a much better job and they chose not to. Yeah, you need no changes first to appreciate the fact that you need changes. Exactly. Faster leveling, more loot per boss, faster node respawns, you'd progress far faster. Yeah, I think so. Making some changes to allow players to keep up. These were the options in the survey. Let's see what other people are saying about this. Was the exact same with OSRS? Yeah, sure. I think it's very doable. You can clear 3 raids in one night and work easily on Nax bosses. I don't think it would appeal to many people past the upper sweaty 25% though. And that's definitely what the problem is right there. Is that how do you get people to get excited about classic WoW? Because like with Path of Exile, I think Path of Exile is a good example of this. PoE, you spend about like 3 days leveling your character through the campaign. So it's like, imagine you spend 3 days casual play and you're level 60. The reason why PoE works with seasons is that you can immediately get into the game and I know it's 5 hours. Yeah, I know you guys are super good. You've watched all the Tai Killer videos. You know exactly how to speed run the whole thing. I get it, but not everybody does that. Most people just play through it in like 2 or 3 days, okay? They have to add changes, man. They have to add changes. If they don't add any changes to the game, it's just going to be fucking boring, man. Like, that's straight up the truth. It's just going to be fucking boring. Yeah, remake WoD. Do something crazy like that. That's what they really need to do. Let me see what the, oh, are there any more of these? Wait, oh, shit. Among Cadence Phase, there are also questions regarding updates to classics, such as faster experience rates, no world buffs and raids, higher debuff limit on bosses, black market auction house, original 1.5 Alterac Valley. Let me just look at this myself. Faster experience rate, no world buffs, black market auction house for vanity items. I don't like that. Original Alterac Valley design, more difficult raid bosses and dungeon encounters, increased rate of drops, earn gold at faster rates. Wow, that's a lot. That is certainly a lot, guys. I'm kind of excited about this. This could be great. This is Blizzard Innovation 2021. Yes, Blizzard Innovation is redoing something that they did 15 years ago, but changed the 1 to a 2. That's about it. Yep, that's about it, guys. And so anyway, the idea of a fresh server is obviously really cool to me to think of. I would love to see a fresh server in WoW, and I think that TVC and vanilla WoW does kind of show that people do want to play those old games, but seeing the way that things have changed does obviously indicate that the game does have a lot of room to grow and a lot of things to change and make better. So that's what I think. Definitely it's them doing stuff that people who no longer work there did. Yes, that's exactly it. Must have made a shitload of money on Classic. Absolutely they did. And yeah, I think so too. What do you want? Yeah, all right, we've got a poll. Yeah, vote in the poll, guys. I want to know about this. Okay, most people want faster experience, and some people want no world buffs and raids. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not surprised about that at all. Is that a new t-shirt? Yes, actually, somehow it is. It actually is a new t-shirt. Would you like new content to be added on Classic WoW like OSRS? Yes, I would. I would like to see new content. People just want a new MMO, honestly. Retail is strayed away from that. Well, let's talk about this, the way that retail is strayed away from it. Let's talk about that. Let me go ahead and open this up. So, this is the new legendary change that Blizzard has made in patch 9.1. We've now confirmed that only brand new crafted legendaries will receive a socket at the Rune Carver on the 9.1 PTR. If you upgrade a non-socketed legendary, it will not receive a free socket. So, this is good for nobody. This is a change that nobody wants. This is a change that doesn't help anybody. This is just another one of the, it's just another example of Blizzard being incapable of knowing how to do programming in their game. Has Blizzard gone insane? It's like Valor points. Yes, I know that. They're forcing you to remake your legendary straight up, no compromise. This makes me want to quit, no joke. So, only brand new legendaries will receive a socket at the Rune Carver in 9.1, so you have to recraft every single legendary. So I think this is why Blizzard did this, okay? So let's look at it from there. Let's look at it from Blizzard's perspective, okay? I want to go ahead and let's get inside their brain. Okay, Bill, there's some people that are mad that they're gonna have to recraft their legendaries whenever other people don't have to. Okay, Ted. Well, why don't we just make it to where they all have to recraft them, and then, nobody has to, feel like somebody else got an advantage. Oh, you know what, Ted? Bill, whatever the fuck his name is? That sounds great. It's perfect. That's what it really is. So, before, only some people got fucked in the ass. Now, everybody gets fucked in the ass. We're all getting fucked in the ass. You get a dick in your salad. You get a dick in your salad. Everybody gets a dick in their salad. Look at the comments here. This is awesome. Blizzard giving us more and more reasons to quit the game. Domination of the Soul. Binds on pickup. Use. Adds a domination socket to a piece of legendary quality gear. Only one domination socket may be added to each piece of gear. Requires level 60. There you go, Blizzard. Took me 2 minutes to come up with a solution. Or make the gold and time needed to require a new legendary. Oh wait, that's the case already. I really like this comment here. How much of Blizzard's cum do you have on your eyes that you can't see that players are not happy with Blizzard shitting all over the work that players put into working on their character just for it not to matter in the new patch? Dude, no other game does this. So how it has been since Wrath of the Lich King. Old gear gets obsolete. This is a brain the size of a hard-boiled egg. This guy has a brain the size of a hard-boiled egg, and has just about as many wrinkles as a hard-boiled egg as well. It's not looking good for him, man. It's not looking good. The fuck is that? Okay. Like, am I going crazy, guys? Like, I don't even understand this. Like, how can you be like a professional video game maker and do these things? This is crazy to me. I don't get it at all. My luck requires 6 different legendaries to play all specs, so I have to recraft all 6. But it's fine, right? Because there's more Soul Ash. Yeah, you're gonna get more. Come on, man. It's only gonna take you 3 weeks. You're only gonna have to recraft everything 3 weeks. You don't have to spend 3 times doing it. It's only gonna take you 6 hours to do something that we can't code properly. I don't know what to say. I really don't. Like, there's been so many of these that I'm just not even surprised anymore. Like, whenever I see something like this, I'm not like, oh, wow, this is some kind of crazy, weird thing. Like, oh, I can't believe that they would do this or whatever. Like, I'm genuinely, like, I'm not surprised about any of it. It's just all the same shit that I've seen before.